Oh shoot.
Okay. Looks like we are live streaming.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and
However you do it from there.
Someone let me in, please.
Let you in? What?
To the group. It says, please wait. The meeting host will let you in soon. Blah, 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 blah. Shout out to YouTube, everybody. How y'all doing?
Our boy Bruin backhand was it? What up, Bruin?
What up, BBH?
Okay, let's see.
All right. I had sounds coming everywhere.
Okay.
You were saying letting you in. What are you talking about? Letting you in?
I can't just pop into the room.
your fourth screen. I was wondering, like, if you're not in, how do I hear you?
Yeah. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute this audio from the phone and just use the video from it.
But now I no longer see any kind of pop-up that says someone's waiting. Did you back out or something?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, there it is. Admit. Joining. Okay. Oh, you're upside down.
Upside down.
Yeah, I am.
I was like, that is a weird looking bong you got there, dude. It's like upside down.
Hold on. I am a weird looking bong. Let's see. Wi-Fi. Mute my. Hold on. All right. We should be good. Is there any weird echo coming over there on your end?
Nope.
Nope. It sounds you're good.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's do this shit.
Hello, Monkey's uncle and Bruin backhand.
Monkey's Chango.
I thought Robby, you going to talk about some movies or something too? I don't know.
Oh yeah, and then we could close off the all of the episode with a bunch of movie talk. Since we're only gonna try and kill an hour, not do any news, I figured,
Okay.
Okay. Hey, let's see. Testes. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm gonna. That's Monkey's uncle.
You're a fucking child, Rob. It's so weird. Like, I have the laptop screen displaying like the two video screens, and then I have the phone over here, and then whenever I speak, I can see myself and the other self of myself.
Weird.
I'm tripping balls right now.
All right, and we are posted.
Cool.
All right, you all set?
Episode 76, right? Yep. All right.
Yep. Everyone ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Rob?
Yeah, we're ready.
Oh,
I'm ready.
yeah. So we're gonna just intro, plugs, and then I don't know, whatever you guys want to talk about.
Cover your religious upbringing, and then we move into jobs.
Oh yeah, I'll talk about
movies.
Yeah, what we tried to tackle last week. And
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Good evening, Endless Ranters. Welcome to episode 76 of the Endless Ranters podcast. Thanks for joining. Thanks for subscribing and watching and listening to the show. My name is Chris. I am one of your Endless Ranters hosts this evening. I'm joined by Robby Spotlight.
Hey.
In the house. Yeah, what's happening, man?
What's up, guys?
Hey. And It's Manny, producer Mole Man. What's happening? What's going down?
Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing?
Doing all right, man. Jane is taking the night off. She's got a hectic work week. So yeah, we're just the three amigos, or the one friend and dos amigos, Endless Ranters version tonight.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be an awkward threesome without Jane here.
Yeah.
Is that the devil's threesome, or is that a different kind of threesome?
I don't know. What is a devil's threesome? I don't know.
2 dudes and a chick.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. I think this is more just like a prison threesome. Nobody comes out winning in this scenario.
Yeah. Don't drop the sub, guys.
Exactly.
So is it like if there's a threesome and it's 2 girls and a dude, that's not devil. That's cool.
Yeah, man. That's opposite. That's heaven.
That's angelic. Nice. Yeah. Okay. That seems fair. It seems fair.
I'm glad you see it that way.
Up with the patriarchy. Up with it.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to be careful. You don't want to offend our feminist leader, Rob, over here.
That's right.
Don't be mansplaining stuff to me today, guys.
Well, do you want to mansplain to everybody where they can reach out to us?
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, if you guys want to reach out to us on social media, you can follow us on Instagram at Endless Ranters Podcast, one word. You can also follow us on Twitter, Endless Ranters on Twitter. And we've got a private Facebook group, the Endless Ranters Podcast group. So feel free to submit your application, and we'll let you guys in. And if you want to follow Mo Man, you can follow him on Instagram and Twitter at How We Figure. And you can also check out his podcast, right? What's it called again?
How We Figure.
How We Figure. Also, if you want to check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, just check me out, Robby Spotlight. Say hi, slide into the DMs or something and send me some pics or something. I don't know.
Slide on in there, gentlemen.
Yeah, guys. Waiting.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. So last week we attempted to tackle a tough subject. I think it's kind of hard to talk about with.
Well, was it tackling? I think it was just more of a back and forth exchanging of ideas. I don't know.
Well, we weren't tackling each other. We were tackling a subject.
True. We got threw stones at each other.
No, none of that. I don't think so. No, I'm not sure. But Manny just jumped down my throat about it. I don't know.
I did no such thing. It just
didn't I don't know. We just tackled a subject, metaphorically. So, but yeah, so wanted to give Robby. I'm sorry you missed out on that. We were talking a little bit about religion, our upbringing with religion, or lack of conversions, changes, all that kind of stuff. So. What about you, man? I know you're the son of a preacher, man, right?
I am. My dad's been a preacher for many years, ever since I was born. My dad's a pastor. I'm a pastor's kid. I hear that we're either the worst or the nicest, the goodest ones out there. So yeah, upbringing ever since I was a kid. Sunday school every Sunday.
Wednesdays,
Tuesdays and Thursdays, many times. Yeah. Sundays.
Okay.
Yeah. And
it's a commitment. 3 days out of the week.
It is. And I still go to church. I've got my convictions. I'm not embarrassed or anything. I'm one of those, like, if you don't accept me for who I am, then hey, that's on you. I believe my stuff.
Yeah, then you can burn in hell. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
because you're wrong.
It's right in the Bible. It's right in the Bible.
Well, basically, it is kind of. But this is what I say. If you don't believe it, then hey, you're good, right? You don't believe it, so if you don't believe it, nothing's going to happen to you. You don't believe what I believe, then we're good. Don't worry about it. Then don't believe it. If you do believe it, then hey, you're good. Also, it's just up to you. Let's
just change Bible verses, our favorite passages.
Yeah. I get that, in the history of the churches, whether it's Catholics, Protestants, whatever,
Yeah.
there's the church as an organization has done some damage to people around the world, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's in 2021. What's the threat? What's the threat, people? Like hardcore atheists or whatever. What's
Yeah.
going on?
Oh yeah.
What's
There
the
are
threat?
there are some hardcore people out there where but yeah, what is the threat? I guess if you want to really get deep into it, then you'll say, oh well, you're going to vote this way, you're going to go vote that way. The way I am is, look, you can legalize whatever the hell you want. It's up to me whether I'm going to do something or what I'm going to. You can legalize murder. Doesn't mean I'm going to murder anybody.
When's this start?
Well, you do, the purge, right?
So, of course, I knew you were always
we
need
a purge. We need a real life purge.
No,
dude,
save that shit for. I'm not trying to fucking experience some purge bullshit.
That you're the first one to go down, buddy. You better have a good hiding place.
you better have a good strong bong to hit people over the head with. Because I feel like the purge is happening like in San Francisco already. A lot of people being attacked, man. Or I'm watching a lot of the news. But yeah, like Chris was saying, yeah, the church as a whole, it's it's done some damage. There's been some bad PR. You've got the Joel Osteens and Kenneth Copeland's, as it's been mentioned last time, and the prosperity guys who are all garbage, Guillermo Maldonado from Florida. He's another.
Never even heard of that guy.
Oh, dude, he's big in Miami. He's big. He just got divorced. He's got like mansions. He's got he's a type. It's these crazy people. But I've been to churches like in Guatemala, and these areas, churches near the river, small stuff where it's like humble people, and they're just there to. Give thanks and do
praise
their
and worship,
praise and worship, and that's it. And if you want to do your thing, do your thing. But that's another reason why people, let's say people like Gavin Newsom. I saw him one time on CNN. It was like a back and forth between him and a pastor. And if you were to see his face when he's talking to that pastor, dude looked like he was like straight up disrespecting, like rolling his eyes and kind of doing this and doing that. It's like, dude, I bet you wouldn't do that with some other people or other religions. But if you want to, beat up on the Protestants, the Christians, hey, do it. Like, it's fine. They're going to turn the other cheek. It's all good. So that's my upbringing. I even went to, there was a time where I went to like a small Bible college, kind of learning the history on certain things, and I dropped it. I couldn't. It's just scheduling.
See,
I know.
I predicted on last week that you would be a former megachurch, disgraced megachurch pastor, or ex, disgraced former ex megachurch pastor. Exactly. Rise to fame. Filling football stadiums, and then just down hard.
Yeah. You have to add disgrace for sure. Yeah,
I didn't specify what brought you down. Whether it was the hookers, the drugs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we, make up up a reason why?
Infidelity.
Yeah.
Tax evasion.
Embezzlement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't say why, but it can be all the above.
But
speaking of all the, all the craziness going on around us growing up, did you ever notice like your dad's line of work taking a toll on him, like mentally, emotionally, physically?
For sure. Yes, I have. There's a picture I have somewhere where my parents, English is their second language. They can get by. They just sometimes they feel like a little more comfortable with me helping them out on certain things.
Right.
So we went to New York a few years back. I love New York. I've been there a whole bunch of times, but this time I'm like, all right, let's go to New York. And we took like a few days and went to New York. We're at Central Park, and my dad's taking phone calls from a guy that's in the hospital. He's going through some like cancer treatment and stuff like that. but they're taking phone calls. They're like on a vacation, and my dad does it with pleasure. He's fine with it. I'm one of those where I'm not going to be. I've never really been resentful with the attention that he may give other people over me throughout my life, because I mean, whatever. I don't need a lot of attention. There's enough to go around.
Right.
But yeah, he's gotten stressed, and he's even told me sometimes where, look, it's in the media they call them sheep as a derogatory term, but obviously in the Bible it's the pastor, the guy that has the actual sheep, and he's got the forget what it's called, but he would kind of get them together and take care of them. And sometimes there would be a sheep that would get lost, and they would, he would go get the sheep, and that's what kind of the Bible says. It's, if there's one sheep that gets lost, the pastor will leave the ones that are good, like you're good, you're taken care of. Don't worry, I'll be back. They'll be fine. They're gonna go get that. He's gonna get that sheep, take care of him, bring him back to the to the herd or whatever you call them. And it's taken a toll on a few things as far as stress levels. Yeah.
Well, Why the derogatory attitude towards sheep? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why? I mean, they're beautiful animals.
Why
right?
is it so negative to be a sheep?
I think just
first of all, it's like if you get a planet of 6 billion people or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
It's like, everybody's going to be like fucking Jeff Bezos, or like everybody's going to be on the cutting edge of everything.
Yeah,
right. We can't all fly into space with our dick ships.
Well, the human race only, I understand. I mean, when like Adam Carolla talks about the sheeple taking the vaccine, and all the COVID.
That's why
not the vaccine necessarily, but like, he didn't create it, but
just the you don't think for yourself, you just go along with it.
Yeah. And when he says it, I think it's funny, of course, but at the same time, it's like the human race doesn't really exist, as it does today. If like 99% of people aren't kind of sheep, it's like,
oh yeah.
I don't know, and so it's like kind of maybe it's a derogatory thing, but it's just kind of a fact of nature. Like,
sure.
Not, very, 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 very few people on earth are like the master of their own universe,
Exactly. It's, they use sheep or lemmings. I guess you don't hear lemmings as much.
It's been a while.
Now, lemmings, you can, fuck those lemmings, like,
I didn't
who gives a shit about them?
Are they
but
real?
Sheep are, cute. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if lemmings are real or not, but you use the lemming. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Remember that video game, Lemmings?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that.
It was like
what game was that on?
It was a Super Nintendo, I think. Yeah. And they would
I
follow you
I never did have Sega Genesis. I think I was always Nintendo, like the first one.
Right.
And then it was, what was it, 16-bit?
16-bit.
And then it was 64-bit, which I thought it was just went to like Super Nintendo was 64-bit.
No, 64 is Nintendo. No, 64.
I wish Jane was here to tell us.
Shut the fuck up already about
No, she'd be like, guys, it was the SNES.
It was the Sega Saturn was it was 128-bit.
Well,
yeah,
good old Sega Saturn. Hey, one more question, Rob. Something that you touched on earlier. The not a much attention focused on you. Like, when did you sort that whole thing out on your end?
What whole thing exactly?
You were talking about how sometimes your dad would focus more on his work and all that, and not like, when did you come to terms and just be like, that's my father's role. I know he's there for me.
It's been for the longest time, ever since I can remember. I do remember when he talked to the family. He goes, "Hey, I've been given the chance to become the pastor of the church. What do you guys think?" And I was like, yeah, I think you deserve it. I think you've worked hard for it. And my dad, I respect my dad a lot. I don't think like I've said before, my dad's worked physically a lot. Sometimes he didn't show up to some of my school stuff, but I knew he was working. So I'm not gonna, moan and cry about it. Same goes with the church. It's been, I don't know, early 20s maybe. And then we were like, no, go ahead, man. Go ahead, Dad. I know you know your stuff. You're well versed. and we're not one of those. When I've told people growing up, as a kid, and they asked me like about my religion, and then if ever I would say, oh yeah, I go to church and everything, they'd say, oh, are you the type that, you guys hold on to the snakes and, dance in front of, have you seen that? Those are the crazy, Southern Pentecostals that think that there's nothing biblical. I don't know if they're trying to tempt the devil or whatever. It's just some craziness. If there's, just like it is in every religion, there's an extreme everywhere. Obviously, there's, you've got, the major ones, right, are Christianity. You've got Islam and some other ones. Obviously, in Islam, you've got your extreme people. Increased Christianity, you've got your extreme people. You got your people that criticize women for wearing pants or makeup or this or that. It's like, dude, find a biblical basis and then explain us your position. If not, I don't want to hear your opinion. Now, if you don't believe in that stuff, then you're good. You don't believe in it. Okay, good. I'll talk to you later. We'll have a coffee tomorrow. We're good. And that's it, right? Then, nothing personal. That's how I am. You don't believe it? Just like our mutual friend Jaden, he was a big time, atheist, and he knew that I wasn't. So, I'm like, cool, that's you. This is me. We're good. What I never liked was it was pretty easy to pick on and make fun of, the kids that went to church, and, there were the goody goodies. I remember middle school, these little, I don't know, skater kids. Those little mini, I don't know if you've seen these little mini Bibles that people used to kind of give away and stuff like that. These little red
pocket size, whatever.
Pockets. Yeah, I think they were just the song.
Bigger than that. I remember having one that was like yay tall.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe
like a little moleskin Bible.
yeah.
I think this was just the
probably a Naugahyde cover.
This was like the book of the Psalms, I think, only, which was maybe just one book. Where I remember middle school, these kids were just throwing them on the ground and burning them. I'm like, even then, I'm like, really, guys, like. Mm-hmm. But obviously, me being the tolerant guy that I am. I just saw it. I'm like, okay, well, that's you, because that's how I am. Like,
yeah, okay. Well, young people, there's definitely not the reverence, that with like, with all the power of that word, the reverence for things that are religious, or at least religious, or have some kind of religious meaning to somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, I don't really believe in whatever, like, Native Americans believed in, but I don't want to walk, I don't want to like violate their grave sites or whatever their custom, just out of respect, kind of a thing. But
our forefathers already took care of that. Everyone that preceded us.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's not the best example, but
true.
I don't know.
If I were to go to India, I'm not going to make fun of Vishnu or whatever. I don't know the names of I guess some religions have many gods. I'll see some of the statues. I'll be like, oh, that's pretty, or art, pretty, a lot of good architecture or whatever, beautiful temples. But
if you were going to be, and don't answer this too quickly because it's not all about material things. But if you were going to be a priest or some kind of whatever holy person, what would be the best religion, to be like, bam, you're top 10 priest in this religion.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think, I don't know. I think it'd be easy to go for like Episcopalian or Catholic, or no, probably Episcopalian.
Amish.
Because you can get married, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you don't have to be celibate.
Yeah.
You don't have like the stink of pedophilia on you. Like the Catholics.
Yeah.
You don't have to, you can like live a nice life, you can have a nice house, car, and all that stuff. You can be on television,
Yeah.
But then you can also, like, you got people coming at you from all angles. But so then if you're like the guy, like a priest, or I don't even know what you got over there in India, but there's a lot of stuff to keep track of. You know what I mean? There's a lot of gods to keep track of, a lot of stories, a lot of,
for sure,
whatever,
high holy days, all that stuff.
Yeah. And if you're like a Islamic priest, or I I don't know. I'm like cleric, or I'm shake. I don't know what is that. I feel like I'm missing a word here.
Yeah, cleric.
Cleric, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So like, you know, like you gotta live a pretty barren lifestyle. You know what I mean?
What about those?
But you could like get people to blow themselves up and do stuff for you. You know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's harder to sell for an Episcopalian in like North Dallas. You know.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, you know, I want you to, you know, strap this bomb to yourself and go blow up this building. Like, I'm really pissed off at this car dealership that fucking ripped me off.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, no, man, I bought my Escalade there. It's fucking sweet. Like, I'm not doing that. I've got a pretty good thing going. But like, you know, over there, it's like, yeah, you might have a flat screen, you know what I mean? But you're living in like a mud hut. But you got like people that are willing to do some pretty crazy shit for you. So there's like pros and cons to all these things.
What if you're one of those religions that blow themselves up, but you don't want to kill anybody? We can contract you to go to one of those, you know, Las Vegas hotels that we just, you know, blow down to the ground, and we'll be just like,
strap me to one of the points. It's fine.
Hey, yeah. This building's gonna go down, so you want to just blow yourself up? We'll do you right here, right? That'd be a good idea.
I mean, it's, you know, it's shrewd, but if it pleases the people that have that suicidal wish, why not?
I'm not sure if. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see. I see what you mean.
Or maybe like a pacifist extremist. You know, I want to blow myself up, but I just don't want to kill anybody. Okay, well,
yeah, I really hate concrete.
Yeah,
I really hate it.
Yeah. Hate it so much I want to be crushed beneath
I hate
it all.
multi-story buildings.
That's right.
Yeah.
The very sight of them offends me.
When the landscape is blocked, I'm fucking irate.
Fuck.
So I don't know. That could be one thing. Well, what about those gurus? Those the gurus that like you know, just bang these tourists that are looking for eat, pray, love.
Yeah,
you know?
man. They make a
American
you make a strong
tourists.
case. I don't even think you uttered a sentence, and you make a strong case.
Yeah, you can be one of those guys. Oh, we got this tourist from you know, Connecticut that's trying to find herself. Okay, you know, just
find herself on top of my dick.
Exactly.
I wonder if you have to be really good at yoga to pull that off. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, got to be.
Yeah,
stretched.
you can't just be like any random weirdo. Be like, come with me.
You know? I mean, even if you're
something.
Even, I mean, you can just sit down like a regular person. You know, even a yoga guru, whatever master. I mean, sits in a chair, like hangs out on the sofa, watches TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah, eats popcorn.
Yeah. You're not always in a yoga pose,
right? This is normal.
Yeah.
There's downtime in our lives too. What the fuck?
It's another advantage from that religion, those gurus.
Yeah, you make a good case, man.
Right? Yeah.
They got something good going on.
I would say those Mormons with all those wives, but you know what? There's a lot of abuse there too, right? A lot of those wives it's not the type of it's not as fun as it sounds. Plus,
you don't want to be outnumbered by that many women that might have a grudge at the same time. You know what I mean?
Might come on. They do. You know they do.
Yeah. You're just sitting on I don't even know what. Yeah. It's a ticking time bomb.
Plus, all those sister wives are probably all in their cycle at the same time. It's like, you know,
oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
too much.
Yeah. It's just a matter of time before someone gets reported to the authorities.
Yeah, exactly.
Something's going to happen.
No, you don't want to do that.
I'm sticking with Amish, my choice.
Amish.
I feel like, you know, stay productive throughout the day, live off the land,
ride on a horse,
eat well. Yeah, I mean, it's not to like. You know, you're still surrounded by people. You interact with the everyday, you know, beings. It's not like you're secluding yourself from anybody.
Yeah.
You get to learn how to build a house, a barn, whatever. So, yeah, I mean, there's that. You could add that to your skill set.
True.
That would be pretty fun. Mm-hmm. But then again, you got to remember, like, you get up later than like 6 a.m. and everybody's be like, oh, there goes that fucking lazy mole man. You're going to be judged so badly.
True.
So badly there. Yeah.
I gotta keep a backup rooster for in case the original rooster doesn't, let us know it's time to wake up.
You have to have a son named Jedediah. Come on, you don't want
Exactly. Nah, I want to keep it classy. Just keep it, Ezequiel, something like that.
Ezequiel.
Yeah. I mean, it works on English and Spanish, so
Yeah, true.
I don't even know what you said. What is that?
That type of name.
Which is Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Oh, Ezekiel. Okay.
Yeah. Keeping it with that. But speaking of working, started a new gig as of last week, and it's been quite the learning experience.
All right, tell us about it.
Just again, getting up at the crack of dawn, sometimes 3 a.m., sometimes 4. But early quitting time.
That hurts a little bit. That's good.
Yeah.
So I think you mentioned it last week, right? Did you gave some details on what you're doing right now, right?
Yeah, doing milk deliveries, and to major stores around SoCal. And
so you know what they say, right? When there's a couple and they have a kid that doesn't look like the dad, right? At least in Spanish, they're like, "Oh, es el hijo del lechero. He's the son of the milkman."
Yeah.
So Manny's gonna be leaving a whole bunch of kids around Southern California.
Nah, dude. Always stay wrapped up. I'm not trying to, feed any more mouths than I have to.
I wonder if there are any
I bet you're feeding
milkmen, like former milkmen that are. I mean, they're up there in years now. You know what I mean? If they're if they had some tales to tell. You know what I mean?
I'm sure
they were just knee deep in it every day, or it's like, where's the time? You got to deliver the milk, or I guess you do your deliveries and you come back.
Yeah,
you know what
I
mean?
Man delivers the milk, all right,
without fail. And it's start off early as fuck. If you're if you bust your ass, you could be done by like noon or 1. And my coworker fucking bailed on me on Monday, so they sent me out all alone. It was quite a fucking nerve-wracking experience.
What kind of vehicle?
They sent me out on a bobtail.
The Jeepers Creepers vehicle?
No, that'd be sick.
A bobtail? What is that?
Like one of those Isuzu box trucks.
Oh, okay. A box truck. Okay.
Yeah, they call it that. And it was squirrely as shit because it moved around. I was just keeping it under 60, 70, whatever. So I survived. A little annoyed at being ghosted by my coworker because they weren't responsible, but whatever.
Is this going to be an issue with this coworker? Do you know?
No, I don't think so. It was just like one-time thing.
Yeah.
But it got me thinking. I've been working most of my life. I mean, no joke, since I was a kid. But then I realized, whatever. Most people have been working since they've been children, young age or whatever. So it just, it was a time of reflection on the drive back on Monday afterwards. It's just like, fuck, all the crazy jobs worked over the years, the new skills that you've acquired. You also think back, like when you're having a bad day at work, the other shitty days that you've had, or the days where you're just like, don't even want to remember those. Chris, you're the elder of this trio. Like, when was the earliest job that you can remember having?
Oh, geez, I guess I worked for my dad. My dad owned a couple like a bakery shop and a sandwich shop in like an open market in Baltimore called Lexington Market. So that was probably, I think I worked there when I was in high school, kind of part-time, because it wasn't really convenient to where I was, like it was downtown. That was probably, I guess that was my first job for sure. That was interesting, working with my dad, my stepmother, and that was
Is it
true? I don't know. It was kind of fun. It was kind of fun though, because my dad had bought these businesses. He worked for General Motors for, I don't know, like 20 some years. Then he retired, and I don't know, and bought these. I don't know I guess you buy the license or whatever it is to like set up shop at these places.
Right.
And so it was kind of fun. Like there was like soft serve ice cream. So that was awesome. Like baked cookies. They had like a secret recipe of cookies and croissants and cinnamon rolls and all these things. So it was it was fun at that point. And then I worked there like later, a few years later, and it was like,
Over it.
This is terrible.
Why
I
did
think
you
I might
like
have
it the
talked
second
about it
time
before
around?
because it's like, well, I worked there before I backpacked to Europe. I worked there for a year straight. It was like six days a week for a year. I mean, at the time, it was like, oh my, that's something else.
Yeah.
But it was like we get there at like 4 a.m. to proof everything. You have everything has to thaw or like whatever. Putting these steam boxes to inflate before you bake them, and I don't know, but there's a lot of dessert around. But yeah, it was just early mornings, really early mornings.
That's the one thing I could take away from this gig is that I don't like is like waking up super early.
Yeah, I could never get used to that. Never get used to that. What I wound up doing, and I was young, so I just stay up like and made no changes to my nightlife at all. Just getting
you're a fucking animal.
No changes at all. Just could be getting hammered or whatever, just being really hungover, or just really really in bad shape. But it's like you wake up at 4 a.m, you feel like shit already. If you're hungover, it's like, all right, are you? It's just 4 a.m. This is terrible.
Yeah.
So, or maybe you're still buzzed or whatever.
I know you gotta hover over the toilet, make sure. Okay, no, I'm good.
Yeah,
we'll survive.
Yeah, I remember my stepmother would have this thing where, because of course, I would just report this as a stomach ache.
Right.
Like, I have a stomach ache, whatever I ate last night. And she would have this thing where she would wrap like a piece of string around my thumb, right? And then like take a pin and poke a hole, and it would make my thumb bleed, like in these dots of blood or whatever. And supposedly that was like to get the circulation going. My dad's Korean. My stepmother was full Korean.
Right.
So I don't know. It was some trick. I don't know if it worked or not. I really don't know. I feel like by the time you were like thinking about whether it worked or not, you just feel better anyway.
Yeah.
But
what it was.
Yeah, she would poke that. Something about just like getting your blood. I don't know.
That's weird. When I was a kid, I remember when I had earaches. Sometimes I think my mom, she said it was like a home remedy. She would, I think, put like a garlic in my like ear, like she'd heat it up and put it in my ear or something like that. Have you guys heard of that?
Yeah.
I don't. It's weird. No,
not
Manny. You've heard of? Yeah, it's weird. And then I think it felt better. I don't know. That's when I was like 8, 9 years old.
So warmed up garlic in the ear.
It's something. I think it was garlic. I think it was a garlic.
Well, Manny said he had heard of this, so I'm thinking this is.
You know what it is? It's just the smell of the garlic was enough of the distraction from your ear. That was just like, ugh.
Just like Chris's, bloodletting, as Bruin Backhand said. Yeah, that was Bruin Backhand, bloodletting.
Bloodletting, that's right. Yeah, and then she would put leeches on my back.
Yeah.
Tablespoon of whiskey to knock you right out.
Yeah.
Shit! What was your worst job that you can remember experiencing?
Oh, I don't know. They're all both, but for a couple summers in my 20 something, a couple summers, my good friend of mine, still a good friend of mine in Baltimore, his family owned a moving and storage company in a big giant warehouse. So we would work there during the summer. We were movers. So sometimes we'd go on jobs. So we were like ripped, so it was just like, and we were just, we'd just party all the time. This is around the time we'd rented this house from my dad. I think I've told about this before.
The infamous house. Yes.
Oh yeah. It's incredible. So, we were just partying all the time. And then this was our job, but we'd each take turns like calling out, like, there's like 4 of us that did this job. Like 3 out of the 4 would show up every day. We just rotate who would call in sick, and it's really not much anybody could do about it.
Right.
But that could be pretty horrific, because then we would get the people that are moving for a career. Like, these are some pretty, downtown Baltimore. These are some pretty rough people. Yeah. That we would interact with that were on these trucks that would talk about some pretty insane things for like these kids from the suburbs that would do this for the summer. But it was fun. We got to operate forklifts. I got a lot of good exercise in between, partying.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a floor. It was a great thing. This is such an incredible deal. So there's a floor on this warehouse. I mean, it's like multiple floors high where there's storage and storage units and all this stuff. And one was for sofas, the sofa decks. So it was really just a shelving system for sofas. Everywhere you'd see just like sofas stacked up in these shelve units. So, but that, and that this old elevator that if you left the elevator door open, it was like a freight elevator, then it couldn't go anywhere, right? If someone needed, they have to ring the bell so that someone would close the elevator door so that it could go down or up.
Gotcha.
So we would go to the sofa deck and be like, we're going to go straighten out this or that or whatever. We'd go to the sofa deck and the first thing in the morning and just go crash on these sofas. They were covered in plastic, but it was still, it's like just crash on these sofas for like 2 hours. Couldn't, there were stairs, but you could hear anybody coming up the stairs. And if anybody wanted the elevator, we just leave the door open so that someone would have to actually ring the bell to get the elevator. So, and there weren't a lot of people working there. So it was a pretty sweet deal.
You said, how old were you around that time?
Like 18, 19, 20, something right in that range.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fun. How about you guys?
Rob, what was your earliest gig?
What was your
my earliest? I had a couple odd mini jobs here and there. One was I got hooked up. A friend of my dad, this lady knew someone who owned an antique shop, so I would go to her garage and kind of clean up some antiques and like some silverware. So I kind of did that for a couple days, a little bit here and there. But my first official job was straight out of high school. I applied and I was Burger King material, basically. I remember this day I went to apply everywhere. Starbucks, Burger King, a movie theater, Lowe's Theaters, and some other places. And the first place that called me was Burger King. And I remember the manager goes, this I think Filipino guy, he goes, okay, you're not going to quit like a few days after you start working here, right? Because people do that. And I'm like, no. Of course not. So they gave me, I was the fry guy. So I would get, oil would hit my arm and I'm like, whatever. I was a fry guy. The first few days I'd bring food home. Like 3 days after I started working there, I get the phone call from the movie theater. They're like, hey, we're interested in giving you a job interview. Would you like to come in? And I'm like, yeah, I interviewed and literally, that same day, they're like, cool, well, you're hired. I'm like, oh, crap. How am I going to tell this guy, that I'm
It's so sad because, he's obviously been rejected so many times.
Yeah.
He's been let down so many times.
Yeah. I remember at Burger King sitting down in their little mini storage closet watching a VHS as it was, one of those training.
Oh, I love those terrible company training videos.
So, Burger King was an experience. It was just a few, literally not even an entire week. Then after that, I started working at the movie theater, which it was fun. I didn't earn a lot of money working there, but it was fun. You guys know I'm a big movie guy. That's where I became a projectionist and a corporate trainer and a few other things. But it was fun. It was a fun time work. It was always like a little mini dream of mine to just at least once in my life work at a movie theater. I got that out of the way.
Cool.
Be like that, like the guy in The Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean? Who's like. Yeah, like I don't know. I imagine it was fun, because he was old and like had been at this theater forever,
Mm-hmm.
So you'd see things, you'd see all these movies and you'd have to just know so much about movies. But
for sure, yeah.
I imagine back then it probably would have been more fun than today, because now it's like food service and like it's probably not as much fun to be at.
I remember
I don't know.
I worked at every position at that movie theater. At one point, I was an usher. I worked at the box office. I worked at the concession stand. We had a little kitchen, and at that point there was quesadillas. I used to do the quesadillas. There was some nachos. Yeah, the nachos. Nachos back then were the actual nachos. We would pour the cheese and the sour cream. There was I know, right? There was supreme nachos, so meat and chili and all that stuff. Now they give you the little box with the little bag of chips and the little cup of cheese. It's like, dude, really?
Yeah.
So that was, again, that was fun.
Hey, what was the weirdest thing you ever saw someone try to sneak in there as far as food or drink or just something that they're not supposed to have?
Well, of course, you'd hear the bottles of whatever roll down the theater sometimes, or
Right.
you'd find them while cleaning. At one point, nothing really weird. You'd find burrito wrappers in there. You knew people would bring stuff in. There's not much you're not going to get into a fight with anybody. But I did have at one point. I confronted a dad. Like, I felt bad, but I confronted a dad who someone reported him of recording Pokemon the movie at one point, and I'm like, sir, you're gonna have to, let's see the video. And his son is right there. Eventually, I think we told him, all right, you're gonna have to leave sir. You're gonna have to leave the premise, sir. And eventually, he left. But I'm like, I was close to calling the FBI.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like you'd watch that horrible video like on a cell phone of Pokemon. You'd be like, just take it. Just keep it. Just keep it.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Wow.
you would see at one point, I remember when I was a projectionist, I someone radioed me. They were like, hey, stop the movie. There's a fight. And I run to the from my side, the projection booth. You see the little window, and there's a guy on top of seats swinging at another guy. And I immediately turned the movie off. And I think when you turn the movie off, the lights would come on automatically, I think. And then you see the guy, like, everybody kind of, what's funny is the guy fighting, we knew he was a guy that worked in the building, and he was a security guy, and he was but he was a big guy. His nickname was The Rock, because he was like some Samoan or Pacific Islander dude, big muscles, and I don't know, he was fighting some guy in there, and man, everybody just kind of left the theater. If I would have had my phone at that point, we didn't have like cell phones really that recorded. I think I had my Razor or whatever at the time, Motorola Razor. But that was interesting.
Oh, the Razor, yeah,
yeah, the Razor, yeah. So that's that again. That was you would see a few things here and there, a few fights, but that was a kind of a fun one. The theater was fun. It was fun.
Right on.
Yeah.
Have they made any movies about this? Because I'm imagining your experience then. Have they made any movies about? Because I mean, they made that the employees of the movie theaters. You know what I mean? Or like, because they had the movie Waiting with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and it's farcical, mostly. But they haven't done that in the movie theater setting, have they? Like, that would be a good setting for hijinks.
It does sound like a good hijinks, type of a place. The movie the only one that I can remember right now, it's an 80s B movie, which I still like to this day. Again, it's a B movie. Have you guys ever seen Night of the Comet?
Never even heard of it.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Why have I heard it? Why have I heard of it though? Is that like is that famous, or is that
it's hood famous?
I know, right? Night of the Comet is I don't know what year it is. It's there's a comet. It's 1984, and I guess that it's New Year's or something. No, it's comet, and then it goes over the Earth.
Came out in 84.
84, right?
Oh.
And because of that comet, whoever's outside watching the comet turns into like either dust or like zombie people. I don't know. It's fun. It's Catherine Mary Stewart is in the movie, and she was gorgeous back then. I think her name was,
where do we know her from?
And then we got Kelly Maroney.
Kelly Maroney. She was gorgeous back then. Kathy Mary Stewart. I'm not quite sure what Weekend at Bernie's and a few other 80s. A few other.
Jeffrey Lewis. Yeah, Jeffrey Lewis. Everybody my age knows this guy, or probably not just my age, but plus or minus 10, 15 years. Jeffrey Lewis, Dr. Carter in Night of the Comet cast. I've never seen this movie.
Dude, you might like it. It's an interesting movie. And there's these kind of zombie type of people. Another movie that has a similar type of plot or yeah, it's the Stephen King directed movie with the trucks, Maximum Overdrive.
Oh yeah.
It also deals with.
I
the
remember
climate.
those commercials when I was a kid. Those commercials. Oh man, if I might try to Google it later. If I Google it, I mean, like just really ominous. But probably if I looked at them now, they were terrible because they would just show the front of the truck.
Yeah.
With like music, and like dent 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 dent. You know.
Yeah.
They really wouldn't show you much, but it'd be scary somehow.
Oh, that movie had a.
I've never seen that movie. No.
AC/DC was like a big. What's all over the movie? The music.
She was Maggie Gordon in The Last Starfighter. That's how I know this beautiful woman, Catherine Mary Stewart. Okay, yeah, she was the love interest in the Last Starfighter. That's a movie that from the 80s that should get more play. Yeah, should be.
It's one that I haven't given a chance, to be honest with you. I'm all into 80s movies.
Same. I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
So I saw that in the theater. Yeah.
So you vouch for it, Chris?
I vouch for it. Yeah.
Okay. I'll check. And dude, Kelly Maroney is also in the movie. If you were to see pictures of her from the 80s, man, she was gorgeous. Anyways,
I saw a picture of her from the Todays, and I was like, there is no further research required.
Yeah.
But she'll be missed. Should be missed.
She will be missed. But I don't. Yeah, like you said, Chris said, good movie theaters. It could be a good setting for hijinks. That'd be awesome.
Or maybe that could have maybe the decade, the 80s. That would have been a time for an 80s movie about hijinks in the theater. But I don't know if it could be pulled off today.
Well, it's it's a good idea for a movie, to be honest with you. So it should happen.
If you've seen, I think Stranger Things, I think they do a good job at 80s. I think season like 4, it's based in a mall. There's a like a Julius Caesar, or what did you use?
Orange Julius. Orange Julius, I think is the name of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then so I'm gonna have to. Sorry to cut you off there, Rob, but whenever it comes down to Stranger Things, the last season, and I get that it's a fucking period piece. It's 80s this, it's 80s that, blah blah blah. Motherfucker, if they didn't find some way to cram one more piece of 80s nostalgia down the viewer's fucking throat at the climax of the final episode where Dustin is talking to his fucking girlfriend. She makes him sing the fucking song to Never Ending Story in order to get the fucking answer that he needed before the town was obliterated.
Hell yeah.
And it's like, okay, I get it. Like, but does she not understand? Is she not grasping the scenario and how they're almost about to die? And she's like, no, sing me a song first. Then I'll give you fuck you. Aside from that, it was an enjoyable season, but goddamn, that the last part really fucking bothered me. It's like, why? Well, what? Anyway, it's just
I'm a kind of a sucker for the 80s nostalgia stuff, but you could use that credit up real quick.
Yeah. Moment, I'm gonna dedicate this to you. Okay, Moment. Turn around. Look what you see in her face. Yeah, so awesome.
I think Never Ending Story. I don't think I've ever seen Never Ending Story. Yeah,
it always attracted me because the main character couldn't help but just get lost in thought and daydream half the day away. That was me growing up a lot of the time. It still is to this day. Fuck.
That was me in comic books.
Yeah.
That was me in comic books. All the way, man.
Well, before we take it down that avenue, what's everyone like? Movie theaters, all that shit's been opening up. What's everyone watching lately these days, or has been watching? Chris, Rob.
I'll let someone else go first. Well, let's see. I saw Black Widow. I might have mentioned that last week.
So you saw it. You want to talk about it? I just, I saw it on Disney. I saw it at home because I figured, look, I'm already paying for Disney Plus. Might as well take advantage of some of the features. So you basically, as long as you're paying for that service, you own, quote unquote, or you can, watch it as many times you want. So Disney Plus, it was $30 to buy it,
but you're saying you have it in your Disney Plus library permanently at that point. I mean, if eventually it'll be released for everybody on Disney Plus, but
I think eventually, exactly. So I guess right now you can watch it in a limited amount of times, right? I might watch it again. I don't know, this weekend.
Okay.
Again.
Well, I guess in that case, it's a pretty good value to do it for $30. Because I took my son. We got like the discount day at this local theater. That was like, it was only like $6.50 per ticket.
That's
so
good.
Let's call it
hell of a deal.
Yeah, but then it's only one time. But then also it's one of these. Every movie theater around here is new because it's just a very new area. So of course everyone has got the food.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's
man.
like
I
miss the days of like $6 popcorn because it's like that sounds like a pretty good deal right about now because now it's like $16 personal pizza, or like $12 wings or whatever it is, all the appetizers and all the food they have, and then you're just like, damn, that sure does sound good to sit here and eat wings or eat a pizza while I watch this movie.
Yeah.
And just bring it to me.
What food did you guys get?
Oh shit! What did we get? Well, we got the $6 popcorn anyway at the end, but I don't know, pizza. I don't remember what I got.
Yeah,
it must not have been very memorable.
No, it was probably just like a crusty ass. What is it, pretzel or something?
Yeah, well, I was trying not to spend 5 times as much on food, as you did on the tickets.
Unfortunately, I don't have kids, but I know how kids work, right? They see some food and they're like, they want it, even though it might be the crappiest. Like, son, dude, if we go to Costco on our way home, we'll buy a better pizza than here.
Yeah,
right? But
they got a menu. It's like, it's still kind of a new thing. You can't take a 9-year-old there and then be like, no, man, you already ate dinner. Just, shut up and watch the movie.
Yeah.
Bring some water, whatever. So
here's
it's kind of a nice thing still, but yeah, it is kind of like they should just give you the tickets and then just have a $30 minimum on food and drink.
Actually, yeah, that's kind of a good idea.
And if you buy like $30 worth of 20-ounce Coors Lights or something, they make out pretty well. They make out pretty damn good on that.
Yeah, but I don't know much about the business, right? But I believe, right, if the ticket sales, most of it obviously goes to the Hollywood. 10% goes to the theater, right? And they make the money off the concessions and the food and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so when they sell a ticket for, call it $10 or whatever, they only get
I think it's
about
like
$1 or some shit.
Yeah. And
then the change.
Yeah. So the food, that's where it's at. That's where the money's
okay. So the theater really can't give the ticket away. I mean, because they're barely getting a piece of that.
Yeah. And then the way I've thought about it also, I've really thought about all this. If they're like in the mall, let's say they're in a mall, the movie theater, they got to pay rent for the space also. And oh man, so much.
Yeah.
But the popcorn, right? You buy a small, it's like cents, but they said, like you said, they sell it to you for $6.
Oh yeah, the markup is enormous.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, it seems busy when you're in there, but I mean, there's only, when you're in there on a Saturday night or something, it seems busy, but the movie theater's open 7 days a week. It's like, it's not that busy all the time. So, but they got to keep all the lights on.
Yep.
Well, speaking of popcorn, Chris, one thing that I hate back in my day when I worked at the movie theater, the popcorn was constant. We were always popping popcorn, always popping. Every time I go to theaters now, they already freaking have the bags ready, or it's already there, or in the bin or whatever. They just scoop it out. I don't know when they pop it. It's been popped maybe 4 hours ago. Or they already have them ready. Oh, we got a small, medium, large here. It's like, dude, it's not even fresh anymore. Back in the day, it used to be fresh.
Yeah. Now this is like sacrilegious to you.
It is.
He's offended on a deep level.
Yeah.
I have so many movie theater. I remember our popcorn machines. I think they all went down at one point. So other theaters they actually did a deal with some theaters nearby where they bought a bunch of those small.
See, that could be the end of the movie where the local theaters band together
Exactly.
to save Robby Spotlight's
to
movie
save the
emporium.
shaky second run theater.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Rob's just trying to get this old theater, profitable after losing everything after his, former disgraced ex mega church pastor history. He's just trying to,
it's not fiction.
bring a heal a community.
No, it's not fiction. I actually donated my name. You can find my name on a plaque at the Balboa Theater, where Adam Carolla screened Road Hard years ago. You can find my name on a plaque with different names because I donated money to help that movie theater kind of stay alive. Because one of the old ones, they were going to convert everything, just try and convert things to digital. So it's I think a 2-screen movie theater.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly. I mean, word for word, exactly the picture I was trying to paint.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Guys, we got a movie here. We don't even know it.
Yeah, that's the
flesh
end.
it out a bit.
We got Rob's backstory already.
This is all going to come together nicely.
Good. Hopefully, summer 2027, we'll see it in theaters.
Hey, you got to raise that money, right?
Yeah.
You like that, and it'd be like that. I don't know if you've seen that animated movie called Sing. It's pretty good. Pretty good movie.
It's pretty much that. Yeah, but with
it'd be that,
right?
But with humans.
Okay.
And Rob. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do this.
Rob.
All right, Chris. Chris was talking about Black Widow. What'd you think? I saw it. What'd you think, Chris?
I thought it was really entertaining. I might have had lower expectations because I was like, how is this going to be that great? Because I know she's already dead. Spoiler alert for anybody that's not seen the Marvel. And I don't know what then, so they're kind of like going back in time to when she was, I don't know, a bad guy, because she died a hero, but she was kind of iffy.
Yeah.
I guess in her past.
She was nuanced.
Yeah. So, but it was good. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that it was kind of like Russians, the
Ruskies.
Because her parent, or I guess her parents, or whatever, and spoiler alerts. Deal with it.
They were secret agents.
But
basically.
they were secret agents that weren't really her parents, but they were her parents, and as far as she knew, but they were pretty entertaining. The dad was.
Yeah, he was good, and
whatever his name was. His name No, not Taskmaster. Taskmaster was the
guy from
was the woman.
Captain American.
Was the woman, who was like her face was all jacked up.
Oh yeah, that was the villain, right?
It was Red something. What was it?
The Red Guardian.
Red Guardian. Right.
Yeah,
so he was pretty funny. I like that actor, right? Isn't that the actor from Stranger Things, Stephen Harbour?
It is same guy.
Yeah, I think that's why I liked it. I don't know. For me, a lot of movies is casting.
It's David Harbour.
David Harbour. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's casting because it's like, I like that guy when he was in this show. So like that counts for something in the new show. I don't know.
Yeah. And he played a comedic, kind of role as well. Yeah. And my girl from The Mummy, Rachel Weisz. Oh, she's still beautiful.
She's movie? I don't know about her. I don't know. She doesn't do it for me. I understand that she's like a dark-haired Helen Hunt kind of thing, where like some dudes find Helen Hunt just like striking, and then some are just like, yeah, okay. I mean, I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers.
Helen Hunt is the type of woman that Mole Man bumps into when he's delivering milk. That's Helen Hunt.
Look, the only reason why this mole milkman's not going to flash out is just because I'm delivering to stores and not to actual houses.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
And then of course Scarlett Johansson. Come on, you can't. Scarlett Johansson, she's fine.
She is wonderful. She is a delight. I don't know anything about her personally, but I find her to be.
If you did.
I find her to be fantastic. No, yeah, she's cool. I mean, I don't know. She seems like she's a cool.
Yeah. Cool chick, she was actually one of the producers of the movie as well, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She did good. The movie. I thought it was really entertaining. I mean, I guess I'd probably would have watched it again if I had it on Disney Plus. But I don't know. But going to the theater is good because you're actually focused. Like it is very difficult to be focused on a movie.
Oh, for sure.
Without getting up to go to the bathroom, pausing it, or looking at your phone, or being distracted by whatever.
I don't know about you guys, but I just strap a diaper on and I just sit through every movie.
Yeah, I don't even know why you wear a diaper, man. It's not your chair.
Well, not only that, I just don't want to get up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was a good movie.
What else have you watched, Rob, lately? Sorry.
Oh, look? I've watched plenty of this summer so far. I've watched Quiet Place 2, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, which is one of the sequels. In the Heights, I watched, believe it or not. F9, Fast and Furious. I dozed. I'm not kidding you. I kind of dozed off at one point. I'll talk about The Quiet Place real quick. Just a quick 2 minutes.
Quiet Place 2 was pretty good. What'd you think?
I think
I also recently watched it, so it's good that we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, it was good. It's funny. It's as soon as it goes on sale, it's already out on iTunes. So those of you listening, it's $20 on iTunes. I'm just gonna wait for it to go down to like 15 or maybe 10, and I'll.
It was
buy
on
it.
Amazon Prime.
Oh, was it?
Early access for if you just have Amazon Prime, I think.
Really, I'll take a look at it. Yeah, because I liked it. It's the suspenseful. It literally, there are scenes that will have you on the edge of your seat. It kind of takes they take you to the past, a little before part one, and then the little post after the things, the events of part one. And I don't know, it's good. It's like I said, edge of your seat. I have a question. Yeah,
I forgot that real quick. I forgot that they killed off John Krasinski's character.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. I don't know how did he die in the first one. I
guess he sacrificed himself. I read something later on.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But it took me a while to not really remember it, but figure out that he must have died, like because he's not around.
Yeah,
but he was in the movie because they showed like the day that the aliens came.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I thought it was entertaining. Yeah. But
I'd say the gnarliest scene in that movie is when the son gets caught in the bear trap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
And he was screaming and attracting the aliens. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'd probably scream too. That hurts. Yeah. That's got to hurt. You'd probably be like, alien, come kill me right now. Just kill me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got caught in a bear trap. I could survive this.
A rusty
normal circumstances.
Bear trap, no less.
Yeah, I could survive this in a normal world and get back to my, iPad and my flat screen TV. But in this world, alien, just end me. Yeah, I don't need to live past this. That was rough. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, seriously. There's no way I could have stayed quiet if that were to happen. Now, if I hit my pinky toe on the bedpost and, yeah, so I can't imagine that the kid screaming. So that's good.
My only problem is this. So these aliens, they come from another planet, they get here. So they got some technology, but feedback, mic feedback. Like that's the thing. That's the thing that they didn't plan for.
Yeah. That and water, apparently.
Or like they can't defend against that part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like on their planet, they had gravity, so they have muscle, they all these things. So but like in the history of their species, there was never any feedback. So that's like one thing they could never be accustomed to without their heads exploding.
Me, myself, I like constructive criticism, so I wouldn't be one of those aliens. They don't like feedback. I can take it.
Oh my God.
I can take feedback.
I'm not sure how to I guess that's a dad joke. I guess that.
I mean, maybe it's like a dad to be joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
His girlfriend's like still gestating the baby.
Yeah.
Guys.
Dad of a pair of kids with severe problems.
Yes.
Oh no, the I figure since they're alien, right? They don't have other people on their planet making radios and all sorts of other equipment that would cause
I guess
feedback
so.
to happen. That'd be the only reason
I guess
that would
so.
explain that.
They don't have disposable thumbs. They can't.
I know they just have those fucked up. What is thorax or just like
they're not disposable. They're not disposable.
No, they got to keep them.
Yeah, they're permanent. Damn, these thumbs are permanent.
Yeah.
Blast these infernal thumbs.
I thought it was pretty cool in the first movie that the whole feedback thing is what defended them. But I mean, you got to point out, like, come on, aliens. Like, you gotta do better. You're gonna come here.
You know, speaking of aliens, real quick, Signs, one of my favorite movies. That was another one, right, where it's water.
Love that movie.
Yeah, love that movie. Awesome movie. And then I know we've talked about it. Another movie from M. Night Shyamalan coming out soon. Later.
Oh,
Old. It's with I don't know the cast, but they go to some sort of island, and I don't know if getting into the water, they age quicker, like literally, years within minutes. So we'll see how M. Night does this or what it. Yeah, it's called Old.
Oh, it's like a family goes somewhere and they start eight. Okay. It's like the reverse of the movie Cocoon. You ever seen the movie Cocoon?
The old people in the swimming pool?
Yeah. Oh, no, but I don't think they actually get younger. They just get more energetic or something. Never mind. That was a terrible opposite analogy.
Yeah.
Or comparison. Whatever.
So, okay.
It's
Fast
based
9.
on a book. Sorry. Anyway.
Oh, continue. Is it old? Is it?
Yeah, called Sandcastle by Pierre Oscar Levy.
That's cool. Okay, good. So it's not an original M. Night idea, so that's good.
No.
Okay. Okay. F9, Fast and Furious, dude. I love all those movies, but you know what? It did turn into Transformers Part, I think 3. I really fell asleep. When I woke up, I opened my eyes. They were literally in space, and I'm like, oh, hold up. I don't even want to know. And I was just looking at my watch. I'm like, are we done? Because it got a little too crazy for me. It was all about that, and there's a big magnet that attracts obviously metal, so they would turn the magnet on, turn it off. When it's like I can't. But I think we've got 2 more.
Was there one of those scenes where like there was a struggle over the on-off switch?
Yeah, and they're
so I was like, whoa. We think we're getting away. Then this one flips on. It's like, shit,
Yep.
And then it's like,
Yeah. So Fast 9. Like, just watch it if it's free, or you get it. I don't know.
I think
if you're on a plane.
I'm not sure I've seen any of those movies in its entirety. I think I may have seen most of the first one.
Yeah.
But after that, I don't know. Like those, I don't know. I'm not opposed to the whole, like the Harry Potter, that whole thing. I'll never watch that, ever. But the Fast and Furious franchise, I'll probably watch that someday. So it's one of those that I don't have a problem with it. I'm just kind of saving it up. So one day I'll probably watch them, and it'll be fun to watch,
Monkey's uncle says, when Cocoon reached theaters on June 21st, 1985, Wilford Brimley was 18,530 days old, 50 years, 9 months, and 6 days. Okay. Wow. So he was 50 years old. He looked older. Man, what's up with these old people? No, old people looking young nowadays, and young people looking old back in the day,
Well, that was his thing back then. He was like, he had gray hair. Yeah.
Rough for living back then.
He had the gray hair and the mustache, and he was kind of portly. And he always played the wise grandfather.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I gotta say, real hardcore Wilford Brimley fan there, dropping, exact dates, age count, and all that shit.
Seriously, Monkey's uncle, man. Did you guys ever watch? Did we ever talk about Army of the Dead, the Netflix exclusive?
I didn't want to watch that. The preview was all I needed. I needed to watch.
It was. Chris said it. It was disappointing. I don't know how at the end they got to where they got. It was too. I get it. They're zombies.
What's the guy? Zack Snyder? Is that the guy that everybody raves about, and his version of blah, 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 the Wonder Woman something? And it's this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. I didn't get like I like the premise of the movie. I guess I could deal with that. I like the actors. I thought it was a kind of good cast. I like the guy that was Drax, the Drax guy.
Yeah, Dave
Batista.
Bautista.
Yeah, but I don't understand why it had to be so stupid.
It was,
you know what I mean, like so campy and like
very
ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that felt like a cop out. Like instead of making like a really good, because it's been proven that it can be done. You can have like a really entertaining, intense, like ridiculous premise zombie movie, but it can be good. And it's like, why did it have to be so like, I don't know, just campy, I guess is the.
Zack Snyder can do it because he did it. If whoever is listening, if you haven't seen Dawn of the Dead, the remake Zack Snyder movie, I think written by James Gunn, I think. Awesome movie.
Is that the one that had Ving Rhames in it or Ving Rhames?
Ving Rhames. Yep.
Okay.
Ving Rhames.
That was a really good movie. Started off in the mall, I think.
So it was it was a mall movie. It started off this nurse worked at a hospital. She started seeing people coming in with these weird injuries, and it started with this Johnny Cash song, and the Army of the Dead kind of started very similar to that movie. So I thought, awesome, we're gonna see another Dawn of the Dead type of movie. But then it just disappointed. It just kind of fell flat at the end. At the end, it just kind of fell flat.
I don't like a lot of horror movies. I have not seen very many at all. Not that I don't know if that like the zombie movies are really horror movies, but like but I didn't like the first Dawn of the Dead, I think, because I think the first Dawn of the Dead was similar to where people wound up in a mall. So I was like a little kid and I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Like there's a sporting goods store at the mall, of course, where they break into, they have all the fucking weapons and everything.
Yeah.
And like all the stores at the mall that you could just ransack. Make the mall your base, but yeah, I remember in the first one I watched.
Dawn of the Dead. It's the second, the sequel, basically to Night of the Living Dead. Written, I think, and directed by George Romero. I actually have the ringtone from Dawn of the Dead, the original movie. I don't know. Let's see if we can hear it now.
He could have played literally anything. I would have been like, yeah. I would have no idea what the.
I like the inclusion of the xylophone in that song. By the way.
I don't remember what the music was in that movie, but yeah,
it's
that was probably early '80s, late '70s. The original Dawn of the Dead.
I think it was maybe late '60s, maybe early '70s.
I think it's a little later. Yeah, '70s. I'm gonna say. It was a.
Oh, I guess I'm thinking of the one like the remake. The remake Dawn of the Dead that I'm hold on. No, there's a 1978 Dawn of the Dead and there's a 2004 Dawn of the Dead.
Yes, that's where
those are the two that we're talking about. Yeah. 1978.
The 1978 one, you know what? It's slightly campy, but for the time, I thought it was good. When I first saw it many years ago, I thought it was good. I liked the premise, It dealt with consumerism in George Romero's mind. The zombies went back to what they were familiar with, which was going to the mall, shopping. So that they all went back to that mall. So,
I didn't get the symbolism of that, but okay.
Yeah. It's. I think that was his intent. So, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. There's a few upcoming movies. Coming up, there's later on this summer, Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe movie. It's coming out.
That looks pretty good. Saw the trailer for that.
Too many trailers that have killed any interest to go watch that. I'm just gonna wait.
Do they tell too much? Do they give out too much of the movie? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, dude. I hate that about previews for I don't know how long. Well, I think it's just certain previews are cut differently than others. So you just gotta pray that you're not exposed to a preview that just gives the entire movie away.
At first I thought it was going to be a sequel or a new version of Snake Eyes, the Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah,
but he's in like the boxing and I don't know if it's a casino there or something.
No, it's Are
they in Vegas? Yeah, because they're at the MGM Grand, I think.
Yeah. I think there's like a murder, and then
during the fight, and that
That's
causes
like
the fight to stop, or no, the dude that's fighting is supposed to be a champ, and he takes a dive, and I think during the dive is when someone else dies or some shit.
Yeah, but then there's like there's some whistleblower. That's Carla Gugino, who is
yeah,
just a talented young lady.
yeah, very talented.
Yeah, that was like her first big movie. And yeah, she was there, and they, there was a murder. Yeah, that was right. They shot like a, I don't know, senator or something. I don't know. It was a good movie.
If you,
It was entertaining, and it's a perfect Nicolas Cage movie too. Yeah.
I have a Nicolas Cage movie to talk about that I recently went to go watch too over the weekend.
Oh,
it's called Pig.
How was it, man?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of this. I don't know.
I hear it's good.
It was interesting. It's slow paced. It doesn't even give a fuck. Like, if you go watch that movie, it's like, just understand that everything's not going to unfold, at the pace that you hope.
Just has no respect for your time.
No, it doesn't. Like, if you're gonna go watch Nicolas Cage's Pig, just make sure that you clear your schedule and just, enjoy the ride. It's basically him going after the people that stole his pig in the middle of the night from his cabin. He's a total recluse. He lives in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
And he makes his money by selling. Oh, what are those fucking things? Truffles that the pigs go through?
Oh yeah, truffles. Yeah,
yeah. So that's why he's also pissed. It's just like, yo, that was my income source. Well, to us, the audience, you figure that's like why he's, but it's more sentimental value, and that's how. And it's really cool. There's like
making it with the pig.
Maybe that ended up on the cutting room floor. I don't know.
What is this rated?
R.
Yeah. Okay. So this is like a regular theater. I never even heard of this, but all right. So this is like a regular like theater movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's gotten really good reviews.
Truffle hunters, a truffle hunter who lives alone in the Oregonian wilderness. So they have truffles in Oregon.
I guess they do. Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing I liked about it too is that it's not your typical Cage performance. He's he's way more subdued.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's just like totally laid back in the cut. Like, he doesn't do the over.
He doesn't do that.
That's high praise, Seth.
That's
you like that one?
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, he did none of that going on.
None of that.
No.
That shit kills me. That Andy Samberg and Nicolas Cage SNL. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, let's do this.
Who else says that's high praise?
Yeah. Okay.
So Pig was dope. A Quiet Place 2. Watch that. Oh yeah. A few weeks ago, I went to go catch Godzilla versus Kong. That was fun. Yeah. There was a few instances where I was just rolling my eyes just because, people just can't help but insert themselves into the plot where it's just like humans play a role in this. No, you don't. You just play a role in that your city might get completely obliterated by these two giants.
And this little girl from Stranger Things is gonna help, King Kong Godzilla.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fun. If you could, just there's gonna be some cheesy shit, but as long as it's par for the course with these movies. But aside from that, it's really enjoyable monster movie.
It's good.
Yeah. Also, so related to A Quiet Place, there's another movie on Netflix called The Silence, I think, with Stanley Tucci.
I've never seen it, but it's very similar, right?
It's very similar. I'd almost argue
never even heard of this one.
It was just as good as the first Quiet Place.
So you saw it, Chris?
Yes, I think it was like a made for Netflix movie or something.
What's that movie? Bird Box. Is it similar to Bird Box with?
I thought it was better than Bird Box. Bird Box, I think, was annoyed
bunch
me.
Of hype.
Yeah, Bird Box annoyed me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it was about that movie.
It was all the hype surrounding it. I don't know.
Maybe it was that, or just like. Yeah, I don't know.
So Godzilla versus Kong. Oh yeah, I watched Tenet a bunch of times since it's on HBO Max. It's a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
Maybe if I watch it backwards, I'll understand it.
I mean, you can. You probably will. It would make more sense if you put. I'm sure there's going to be a cut like that comes out. It's like, here's the backwards version of Tenet.
They need to have a cut that comes out and like every 10 minutes they stop. And it just takes you to a YouTube tutorial on what the fuck's going on in this movie so far. Yeah. You know what I mean? Be like, and talk real slow. Damn it.
Yeah.
Talk slow.
I watched those YouTube videos prior to going into the movie. It's like, I don't give a fuck if it's
prior? Yeah, I should have done it prior. Yeah. Well, I bought it. I bought the movie on Amazon or whatever. Yeah. So
I think I'd rather watch Richard Pryor. Watching Richard Pryor stand up before watching the movie might help me understand that movie. Mandy Diebler, she says, there's a movie she mentioned, Willy's Wonderland. It's on Hulu. It's
Sounds
also
like
Nicholas.
A porno.
I know Nicholas Cage. I've actually heard it's good, and she said,
"Oh yes, that's that horror one where he goes and he's trapped in a Chuck E. Cheese like place." With killer robots, yes.
It reminds me of Five Nights at Freddy's, that little creepy kids movie.
Yeah, that's what I've yet to watch.
That sounds too scary.
It's a little scary.
But he doesn't speak in that movie, from what I recall. I think
that's what Mandy says. Yeah.
20. Damn, that's this year too. That's also 2020. Yeah, Nick Cage is busy.
Oh, he's got to pay Uncle Sam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these like. And they all kind of like, because I still, I've been around a while, so it's like Nick Cage, and then they all like the covers of these movies. They all look really good too. Like oh wow, like why wasn't that in the theater? It's like, oh, that's right. He makes like 18 movies a year somehow, and they're all like straight to video. But then everything's straight to video now, so this should be like his. It's
his time.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a few more. I don't know how much time we have, but
got 15 minutes.
Okay, so I'll mention a couple that I'm sort of interested in. Jungle Cruise with The Rock and Emily Blunt. I mean, it looks like a good family, action jungle movie.
Sure.
They're on the boat. I don't know much about it, but it's a Disney based on I guess the one of the rides.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the ride. Well. There's also, I read an article, there's a nod to an old movie with Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn called The African Queen, I believe it's called.
I think that is what it's called. Okay.
The African Queen. And so there's I think they give some nods to that. I don't think there's any official
they do
affiliation or anything, but that's what the trailer reminded me of right away. Because I remember watching that movie, which was like, on TV at the time when I was a kid. But knowing at the time that when this came out in the theaters, like this movie was a big deal. So
cool. How old were you when The African Queen came out, Chris?
I don't think I was born yet.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm looking at another screen here, so I can't see your smart ass face, but all right. I know it, but it was like it would be on like Saturday evening movies on like ABC or something like that.
Oh, really? Okay.
When I was a young kid.
Quick, what do you two think the movie scored on Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score?
Oh, The African Queen?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 71.
I will say 97.
Chris got it close.
Oh, okay.
98.
Oh, nice.
I think that movie is considered like a really, really big deal. I remember as a young kid, like being like, it was incredibly entertaining. I'm afraid to watch it now because I'll be like, oh my God, this is terrible.
For sure.
Because of what the standards have changed a lot.
Right. How many cigars did Humphrey Bogart smoke during the movie?
I think he's still smoking the cigars from that set.
The article I read was actually an interview with maybe his son, about the Jungle Cruise movie having some nods to the African Queen.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, Humphrey is not a lot of Humphreys these days. It's like Hitler.
Need to bring that name back.
Oh, yeah.
Really, dude? You're gonna go with that comparison?
Yeah.
What a great reason.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jungle
Cruise. Yeah. Okay. That looks entertaining, like Journey to the Center of the Earth entertaining with The Rock. It's like
exactly.
I could get like I actually that movie sounds good to me because like I can watch that with my son or something.
Mhm.
True.
You know, and it's
it
going
has
to
its
be
appeal.
entertaining enough for me and like probably pretty awesome to watch for him for a young kid. So
Well,
Hey, yeah, go
who
ahead.
do you think puts out more movies in a year, The Rock or Nick Cage?
Ooh,
I think Nick Cage.
I'm gonna say Nick Cage. I think The Rock will spend months and months filming a movie, and then it'll come out like 3 years later. He filmed the movie. I forget. I think I want to say Ryan Reynolds and somebody else like a couple years ago. It hasn't even come out yet. It's gonna come out soon. You know how these movies, there's a lot of post production also, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think it's not his fault. So yeah, Nick Cage.
Yeah, Nick Cage for sure.
Okay.
Well, going back to since Chris talked about watching movies with his kid. Well, one website I go to, either
IMDb,
yeah, or Common Sense Media. You can always search the movies, and it'll tell you if there's any adult content, bad words, or violence, or sex, and blah blah. It's always a good if you're gonna watch like a rated R movie with your father-in-law, your dad or mom, and like a movie.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you're probably like, if my parents are going to be around or anything like that, I don't, I better go look it up on Common Sense Media.
Yeah, exactly.
Just want to make
That
sure
would
it
be
has excessive violence and no nudity.
Yeah. Before we have movie night and there's like full frontal nudity. Like, oh, there's a gang rape scene.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I wish I had known about that.
Yeah.
And I got to watch it because it's like, I need to. They give you a pretty good rundown as a parent, like violence or like good information for a parent, like
good to know.
Real like very useful information that tells you like that helps you figure out if your kid's ready for a movie like that. So,
well, I remember when I was 15. We were at my cousin's house with a couple cousins. My dad was walking around. We were in one of the rooms, and my cousin put on True Lies. I'm like, the movie's awesome. Hell yeah, explosions, Arnold, blah blah. And then all of a sudden, the scene with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, the stripping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then my dad walks He walks by the room, and then he sees her like moving her body, and oh man, it looked good. But then my dad's like, okay, we got to stop. I'm like, Dad, she wasn't even naked, but we were like 13, 14, I think, and I'm like, ugh, So I think he turned it off or something.
He's like, get your exorcism shoes on, son.
Yeah,
it's go time again.
Well, the funny thing is now if him and I were to watch a movie as adults, we'll watch a movie. If it has something like that, we'll watch it. It'll just be, I think it was just the age, right? But it was a little awkward, I guess. So now, sometimes I'll have family movie night with my parents every now and then. So I want to make sure if it's like a rated R movie, swearing, sure, violence, yeah, why not? As long as it's not like torture porn, and then we don't want to see any humping or moaning sounds,
especially not in a torture movie.
Oh, there's a show. So if anybody at Apple TV Plus has that show Ted Lasso, and I think and it's gotten like a bunch of Emmy nominations, which I'm happy for it. I wouldn't have guessed it would have gotten all those awards, but so I'm surprised. Like, it must be incredibly popular. But it's Jason Sudeikis, who plays the American football coach that goes and coaches a soccer team in England. So it's kind of like it started off. That premise started as a commercial when NBC Sports first started carrying the English Premier League soccer games. He was in a commercial. The commercial was he's coached Ted Lasso,
and it was him.
And he's gone to England to coach soccer, and of course he doesn't know. Obviously it's the fish out of water thing. Doesn't know the terms and the rules of the game and all that. It's still got this whistle and his coach shorts and all. But it's a great show. It's a great, really entertaining show, and like it's kind of cheesy positive sometimes, but it's I don't know, in this day and age, this world of all the shows we watch, like crime and thrillers and whatever, it's like it's good. It's really good. It's
And
very satisfying.
is it like
Very-
a dramedy?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, heavy on the comedy.
Okay.
He's funny. He's like it's good. It's got a good cast. Good, it's not. Yeah, it's a funny show like that. There's on Amazon Prime. There's a show. If anybody watches that, what is it? Grand Tour. I think Grand Tour is the show about the guys that go around and do the car. Yeah, race cars or just cars in general. I think is their thing. But one of the guys, Jeremy Clarkson, has got a show. They've been on the Adam Carolla show called Clarkson's Farm. So basically, he owned like a huge English manor, like English farm property in England. So during the shutdown, he decided he'd run it. So it's kind of a cool,
that's sick,
like 8-part series, And of course, the guy's rich, so I mean, he doesn't like pretend like, his life is at stake here. So he buys a Lamborghini tractor. Is the first episode. He gets like the biggest, baddest tractor he could find.
That's sick.
But it's kind of interesting because it's also a little bit about the farm business and what they need to do to be profitable.
Cool.
Make sure your crops don't die. That's about it, right?
Pretty much, yeah. And the timing of it, I don't know. I find that kind of thing interesting.
All right.
Well, you're sharecropper at heart is what the viewers don't know.
Yeah,
It's in your blood.
of course. Yeah, that's my license plate frame. That's what it said.
Shit. Good times.
I think
some throwaway TV. Sorry. Go ahead, Robby.
No, Mo Man's got some crops, right? Some
I do.
dime crops.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta love those crops. They keep me going. They keep me sane.
Yeah. Throwaway TV.
Oh, there's this. I don't know. I think it's a terrible habit, but I always have the TV on. Like I turn the TV on, and if I had cable and all that, I would probably have one of the news channels on or something with that blather. But it's just on whatever. I don't know, like a habit. But I don't have that, so I play like a couple like shows on Netflix or something like that show Manifest. It's just horrible, but I just play it. I'm not really watching it. I'm just kind of doing stuff around my place or doing something else. So I'm not really paying attention to it, but it's a terrible show. But it's like, but then it's in the top 10 of like most watched shows on Netflix or
you can never trust those ratings.
And I wonder like, what's wrong with people? This is terrible. Or maybe they're just like me. They're not really paying attention to it.
I think so.
It's one of those shows like Lost where they just make shit up every week. Like every week, every episode, they're just like making up whatever they want.
Oh,
like they're not bound by any kind of by anything. Just like
a bunch of wish fulfillment.
Yeah, just make shit up. Characters flip like twice an episode and like yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I only saw maybe 8 or 9 episodes of Lost, and I just couldn't. I don't know why.
Well, I watched the whole thing. I wish, yeah. It's one I would never even watch one episode again. You know what I mean?
Did you watch the entire series?
Oh, the series, yeah, and it was so disappointing. So like,
okay, so anybody because of the ending. Whoever has not seen the series, they're going to be disappointed.
I'd say like there's other stuff to watch.
Yeah.
Find something else. Like,
Yeah.
There's so much other things. I would just say, don't waste your time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I loved it early on. I loved it, but then but it wasn't too long in Lost before they just started like, again, making shit up.
Yeah.
Just making shit up, whatever they want. Just make it up.
Yeah.
Well, they knew that
it's a smoke monster, and sometimes it can do this, sometimes it can't do that, but then it's bound by these rules, but then sometimes it's not.
Here's a polar bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
the guy in the wheelchair can walk now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, my friend was big into Lost during the Lost craze in 04, 09, all that shit. And I'd work odd hours, and sometimes he didn't have TV or access to cable, but that was back when they were being able to stream the episode the next day. So he'd always call me, bro, let me come over and watch Lost. Like, yeah, sure, whatever.
You know, show's bad when you're just like every time like one of the main characters is you're like at risk of dying. You're just like, oh, good. I hope they fucking die. I
don't
hope
know.
they're dead.
I think one of the only good things that came out of Lost was Evangeline Lilly. Oh,
Yep.
And then of course to my
Extremely
brothers, Daniel
talented.
Day Kim.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah.
But Evangeline
Lilly,
first name basis.
Evangeline,
yeah, extremely talented.
Oh,
I guess she doesn't really do much. She's in the Ant-Man. She was in the Avengers, maybe the last one, maybe the last two, but
she was also in the
which is a huge deal. Movies.
She was in Lord of the Rings, man. Remember?
What role did she play in that movie?
Some fairy or something. I don't know, but she was in Lord of the Rings.
No, she was not. And you're like, she was in Lord of the Rings, man. Yeah, like trying to get one over. She was, you're gonna look that shit up.
No, it's okay. We can look it up. It's been years since I've seen that movie, but she's plays some I don't know who.
She's in The Hobbit.
Oh, she plays
she's in
Ariel. No, she's in Lord of the Rings. I'm not kidding you guys. She the Hobbit. My bad. Hobbit. Okay, you win.
Told you.
Yeah, she's in The Hobbit.
You know, I've watched The Hobbit was a trilogy too, wasn't it?
Yes. It was. Could have been one movie, but
I don't remember that as well as I remember Lord of the Rings, because Lord of the Rings is a big deal when that came out. You know,
the only thing I remember from was one
That's
of the
what
movies.
Women love to hear that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Wait, hold on, slow down. That Lord of the Rings talk is it?
Yeah. When Lord of the let me tell you, I was ready for that movie. Let me tell you, like,
yeah. Oh my god. I don't know. All I remember is Smog is the dinosaur, the dragon.
Yeah.
And he's in his big I don't know, castle by himself with a lot of gold. That's all I know.
I get all that shit mixed up between like Thor movies and Hobbit. Yeah, like some of those dragons and their piles of gold. There's, it's hard to keep them all straight.
Yeah. Well, hopefully with this episode, people can, decipher and decide on which movies to go watch or avoid. Invest your time and enjoy.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'd consider myself a television show, a series aficionado, but I don't know a list at the top of my head now. But tell us your shows too.
Yeah, let us know. Drop us a comment or just start up a conversation in the Facebook group and let's discuss everyone's favorite movies, least favorite.
Bruin Baxton said that's Liv Tyler.
Okay,
okay. Then he said, Hobbit. Oh, and the Hobbit. Okay.
They're both. Liv Tyler's in Lord of the Rings, and I guess Evangeline Lilly is in the Hobbit. But they both have these nose, lips kind of deal.
Everyone that's not cool. Like, you can't take Evangeline Lilly and make her some kind of fucking dwarf, like overweight dwarf or something with, giant ears or something. That's not cool.
Well, yeah, she had the pointy ears and everything.
I don't think she was overweight.
That's probably why I don't remember.
No, she was not the dragon, right?
No.
Okay.
The dragon.
I'm gonna have to look this up for myself. But.
Yeah. So everybody listening, just check us out on Facebook and the Endless Ranchers podcast. We'll talk movies, shows, Lord of the Rings, and
comedy, video games, whatever the fuck you want to discuss that we don't get a chance to discuss on the show. We'll gladly interact with y'all in the Facebook group and talk about that shit till the cows come home.
Yeah.
I wonder if Jane has seen or no, not seen, maybe probably that's definitely a no, but like read the Lord of the Rings. That's classic literature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she probably wasn't in line. She wasn't in line the night before to get to see Lord of the Rings.
I don't see her as the type to do that.
But she may have read those books and have some thoughts on them.
Were they written by Jordan Peterson? Because if they weren't, then maybe not. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
But another British subject, what's his name?
J.R.
Tolkien, whatever. I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
That's annoying. J.R.R. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just call him J.R.
JR like rolls off the tongue. JRR. That's
Don't make me pronounce
difficult.
your freaking all those initials.
Okay, so she was in The Hobbit, and she was all ugged up as a hobbit.
She was not ugged up. She was fine. Fine.
Chris just hates hobbits.
Rob's into that.
Anti-hobbit, right?
He's into that.
I love the pointy ears. She
Yeah.
makes something else pointy, if you know what I mean.
Right. Before you go over here and blow your load, give our viewers and everyone else our plugs.
All right. Okay.
Did he already do that or no? We got to do that again.
Just the closing.
Well, we'll do it again. Social media. Find us on Instagram, Endless Ranters Podcast. You can find us on Twitter, Endless Ranters. Facebook group, the Endless Ranters Podcast. Moman, his How We Figure podcast is available. Check him out. Also, How We Figure on Instagram and Twitter, and myself, Robby Spotlight, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. I'm on all that stuff.
Yeah, he's on Vimeo.
Yeah, OnlyFans. Hopefully, ladies, you like me.
Fans only.
Fans only. My sweatpants. I'll wear my sweatpants for you, my gray ones.
It's all OnlyFans, right? Yeah. Is there a fans only too? Like
that's the Wish version of OnlyFans.
Is it OnlyFans?
Okay.
Fans only.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Yeah.
He's on MySpace too. You're still on MySpace. I know you are.
Yeah, I am somewhere.
Yeah.
Robby Spotlight single-handedly responsible for keeping Friendster alive as well.
The Friendster.
High five. You guys ever?
I don't remember.
High five.
I would have never remembered Friendster, but I don't know that it ever was on. What is Friendster? Is that
it was pre-MySpace shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were busy, partying and traveling and living a life to even bother with that shit.
Yeah, probably.
Getting earrings.
Right.
I got one earring.
Like the Lost
long
Boy.
Time ago.
Yeah.
Wore a Gumby earring for a long time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right.
I can't imagine you with a one Gumby earring. Do you have any photos of that?
No.
Damn.
This is way back. This is like when you had to actually not only just to buy film, you had to know what you were doing and put it in the camera. Then you had to take the pictures.
That's true.
Then you had to actually take the film somewhere and turn it in. And then you had to come back to that place to get, it's like
taking photos used to be a process.
Was it the camera that you would roll the, you would
maybe one of those.
Oh yeah, you got to load it up and spool it into the camera, whatever.
Or they had old 35 millimeters that were kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Right now you had to put the roll of film in there and line it up and get it started or something. Then it was battery fed after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting an actual photograph back then, like a 4x6 photo was, took a lot of effort, took a lot of steps.
Good thing that we don't have to rely on that shit anymore, right?
I guess, or the grid's going to go down one day and then we're all going to forget what anybody looks like. I have no idea. Yeah, I think I went to Disney World with my dad, but I don't really,
Hold on, let me
no pictures to prove it.
Right, let me consult this blurry ass evidence photo we got here.
Yeah, there's no actual 4x6s to prove it. So
darn.
Right. Yep.
Maybe never happened. All right, so I think we were wrapping up.
All right, guys.
Is that right?
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
All right. Well, it's a good time. Thanks everybody for tuning in, comments, all that. We'll
Shout out to Quana.
Hi, Quana.
Hey, what up?
Jane, we missed you. Hopefully you'll make it next week.
Yeah, Jane's probably rapping away at her keyboard, writing code.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have missed you. And we'll see you next week, everybody. This is Chris. Get it on.
This is Rob. Get it on.
Get it on, everybody.
Okay. Okay, I will. All right.
Yes, we will.
All right, that was fun. Kind of when we just kind of go wherever.
Well, I think we stayed for the most part on topic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killed an hour 40, so
we got to do it because Jane is just hasn't seen any of these movies or shows.
Right.
So it was a good time to talk about that, Joan.
Oh, hell yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
Oh man. All right. This is God signing off because I'm fucking hungry and then I'm gonna pass out after
Yeah,
this.
it's 10:30. It's about time to wrap up.
Same.
That's another thing. I've been trying to go to bed, like making a huge effort to like go to bed on time.
And it never
Yeah,
Like
works.
11. It's so far it's worked the last few weeks, just really planning and just trying to go to bed by like 11. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, boys.
All right, y'all.
Until next time.
Cool.
Take it easy.
See ya.
guys.